Beep bop boop.
A boopity beep?
Beep beep boppity beepity boop.
Beep boops.
We're
Beeps
here.
and boops. Oh,
We're doing
wait.
the things.
Wait.
Yeah,
This way?
yeah.
Wait. This way? No, this way.
Oh God, you're fucking
Ah!
green screen.
You told me to move it that way.
You're breaking the
The
immersion.
curtain has been lifted. Damn it! I gotta move it closer.
You're not allowed to back up at all. Just have that green screen really hug in the back of your seat. Here. I'll do you a solid. Let me just cut out that
Still
last little
not
bit.
Okay. That one.
Oh no!
It did.
Yep. Okay. Back.
Hey, I got it.
There you go.
I just can never leave. This is my home now.
I'm
Oh, I broke it. I
everything's
may or
good
may
on
not
the
be setting
OBS
things
side,
on fire.
but Twitch just hates me today.
Not intentionally.
Yeah.
There was a fire. Oh.
Twitch is a big old bitch. Yeah. Okay. Looks like we're evening out in bit rate, so that's good.
Started question. Who you romancing? All right. Okay.
Acceptable. That's the right answer.
I guess. If you're a pedophile, girl's like 15, man. Okay. Well, it's fine for you.
Yeah, that's fine for me.
Yeah.
It's all about the aesthetic, man. It's all about the aesthetic.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, welcome back to D&D. As I just scream into the microphone. Yeah. So, new computer. Who dis? Which also means everything is probably fucked up. Everything. So, yep. So if I'm too loud, if somebody's too quiet, put it in chat so that I can fix it. That's the only way that I learn. Or I just watch the damn thing tomorrow. But so we are down two of our illustrious adventurers, leaving these two knuckleheads.
Hey.
So we'll hop back into it and see where I fuck up my own story. So last time, Kairos, you met Vivian downstairs in Lars's house, Lars Flintskin, and you realize that she has a child with her now, little red-haired boy.
That's right.
By the name of Wayland. And after
ginger.
the ginger, who ironically may or may not have a soul. You don't know. After a little bit of discussing, you realize that much like Vivian's form of dread, Wayland has the ability to change his body akin to that of kind of a zombie, actually. He goes around and can spread this blight that he has, which raised some questions about the guard, Vivian. But after some discussion, you decide to try and oh yeah, you try and kind of cover your asses in terms of your jobs. So you go back and visit the Hearth and Home, where you're each employed. Hang on.
I did not go there. Right?
No, you did. You both went.
Did
well,
I?
neither of you went for your normal shift, but you decided to go back. Well, Vivian went back earlier and was accosted by the owner, or and she advised you not to go, Kairos.
Right. That sounds
so good. You both decided to try and go to the Commander's Glory to see if the guards had any other work for you all that would still be viable in the town. Well, after you approach the building with these long stone steps, uh, heading up to this structure. Hang on. So many things. Let's put it. Don't you Windows boop me.
The new
Um,
computer's going to explode in 5 seconds.
no. Just one elaborate ruse to try and get rid of me, huh?
I mean, you did that
Yeah.
one on your own.
Yeah. Beep bop zippity bop. There we go. So upon approaching the commander's glory, you're stopped by two guards that are manning the bottom of the steps. They ask for your papers. You provide them. And one of the guards, after examining your papers, heads up the stairs and decides that he's going to give you an audience with their commander for you to ask your questions. Well, as you do so, you're then led inside the building into a small room that is filled with gas. And I forget how you got out. I think Kairos used his web to cover the
I did.
area.
I used my Peter Tingle webs to slow the smoke, and
Yeah,
we covered it with a bunch of broken debris that we made,
Debris.
and then did a little ruse, hid behind the door, the other thing, and zippity doodad out of there when the guy opened the door.
Yep. So the commander, Oliverius, this humanoid in glinting black armor, really looks like a dick. Here, let's bring him back up
I mean, if you're wearing glinting black armor, it's kind of a prerequisite, right?
a little bit. Oh, there he is. Look at him. Look at that asshole. He then just proceeded to pursue you two. So you both made your checks and managed to get outside the front doors of the Commander's Glory, where you see at the bottom of the steps the two guards that were there manning the area are now accompanied by two automatons as well. As you hear footsteps approaching you from behind, as Oliverius, flanked by two other guards and two automatons behind him, moves closer to you. So, just to give you an idea of the area, this is uh, essentially a stone landing with the stairs leading down. It's probably about 40 feet to the actual street level. And one side of the building, the opposite side of the building, is actually open to the cliff up to the mantle. And behind you is the next block, as well as several alleyways leading therein. So, what would you two like to do as these guards approach you?
I mean, this dude, he was clapping when he approached us, right?
He had a bit of a smirk on his face.
Is he speaking as he approaches at all?
No. He does have a mace by his side that he seems to have at the ready.
I mean, I kind of want to say that we would have tried to just keep running past the guards at the front door as soon as we opened it, right? I mean, that was the plan. Why would we have stopped? Like, how close are the guards to us
So,
physically?
so the guards behind you are about 20 feet back. The guards at the base of the staircase goes down those 40 feet.
Yeah. Just what I was thinking.
You can certainly try. Now, yeah,
One jump ahead of the bad guys.
I mean, yeah. Because Vivian, you have Waylon strapped to you,
He's
like
here too?
like a little baby in a
Oh
carrier.
yeah, that's right. I forgot about the child.
It's forgettable.
Vivian, quick, throw the child. Throw the child. It'll be a distraction. Little. Follow me. And he goes to the edge and jumps off the edge. And
Waylon pokes his head out of the wrap. You're not my real mom.
You're not my dad. How big is this drop?
Okay. So Kairos, you jump. Vivian, you spider climb. What's your movement, Vivian? Okay. And you don't need to use an action to activate that. It's just you have the climbing speed, right? Cool. So, Vivian, you full on like claws on your fingers just start climbing down this stone wall face going down to street level. Questions? Keith? Don't you lie to me, Keith. Nothing's muted.
My God.
Hang on.
Weird.
Hang on. Oh, hang on.
I can use filler in the meantime. I Googled. Oh, wait.
Wait. No. I think I know the issue. Hang on. 1 second. I have to remember where everything is now.
It's
Okay.
It's out of game filler.
Yeah, he can't hear me.
You don't hear
apparently.
anything? You don't hear any of us.
You hear
No, he can't hear me specifically.
Oh, hey, now I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay.
Fixing.
I hear everyone. It's good now. It's good. Very good. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, how about
Big
now?
summer blowout.
Can you hear Vivian now?
Let's just, yeah, maybe? Yeah, okay.
Noise.
That's
Okay,
good.
basically, yeah, I'm a spider climbing my way down the staircase.
Cool.
And
Excellent.
what I had to say is that apparently the lyrics are not one step ahead of the bad guys. It's one step ahead of the bread line, whatever that is.
It's a line for food and for bread. What the hell did you think it was?
Oh!
What did you think it was?
Okay, I get it now.
So confused.
That makes sense.
The song from Aladdin.
The
Like,
song
they're
from
all
Aladdin.
poor. What did
One
you
jump ahead of the bad guys? That's what I always thought I heard. Apparently it's not. Apparently it's on one jump ahead of the bread line.
I'm very disappointed in you.
I'm sorry.
Very disappointed.
It's irrational for me to think that, isn't it?
Is it?
Whatever.
Anyway, so thank you, Keith. So Vivian starts spider climbing down the face of the wall. Kairos, you just full on like run and leap.
Mm-hmm. How far are we talking here, buddy?
It's 40 feet.
That's fine. I feather fall myself.
All right.
About halfway down to get. I want to do it timely. I want to do it quick.
Yeah.
So like I just dive right off that sucker and
Yeah.
towards the end of the fall I do it.
Yeah. You want to full on Gwen Stacy yourself? Yeah.
Yeah. I do.
Okay. So as you're climbing down, Vivian and Kairos, as you hop off the ledge and just kind of float down for those last little bit,
I go backwards. Flip them off on the way back.
The full Star Lord. Okay.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly.
You see that the guards and Oliverius reach the edge of the landing where you all left from, and you can hear him yell. His smirk has now turned to a bit of a scowl. Get them! As the guards at the base of the stairs start to circle their way around, and you can hear the heavy footsteps of the automatons flanking them.
Shit. We gotta run.
Can I
Just
land
trying
on
to-
a house? I would have also casted it. By the way, I would have, even though she's spider climbing, I would have still casted it on Vivian and the kid, just in case
What,
they decide to
Featherfall?
jump. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, I don't think I can. I think it has to be when they are actively falling. So I don't know if I don't think it works that way.
I think it's when you're actively falling.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Choose up to 5 falling. Yeah, up to 5 falling creatures. So you wouldn't have been falling at the time. So, okay, I lied. Can I land on a house? That's what I started to ask. Like a series of rooftops that would keep me above ground level that I could run across, or is that not the way the streets are structured? Because if not, I would land in the street.
The streets aren't necessarily structured at ground level, and the houses tend to work their way up above 40 feet. So you wouldn't necessarily be able to land on one. You do land in front of one of the alleyways, though.
Okay.
So, where would you all like to go? You essentially have one alleyway that seems to start branching off in different paths.
Kairos is waiting. He's like turning back as he's gingerly landing on the ground and just waiting for Vivian to see which way she goes.
I mean, it's your call. I'll follow you.
And then I would motion towards one of the alleyways, just at random, the one that looks like it has the most people, and I would go that way.
All right, and I'll book it. Also, my speed is 35.
Okay.
Just so that's
I'm pretty
out.
sure I already have Expeditious Retreat on.
I think you do, and that lasts for what, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, as you enter one of these alleyways, you get maybe 30 feet down before you hear the sound of a war horn coming from the area of the fucking place of the thing. Why does it not want a goddamn sound?
By the schnoz. Where's Nick when you need him?
The schnozberries. Anyway. Yeah, so you hear the sound of a war horn from behind you. So give me, each of you,
Oh no.
give me D20.
Just a straight up D20.
Mm-hmm.
Suspicious.
That's sussy wussy.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be
It's
suspicious.
not bad. Hey.
Hey.
Hey. We're mid max in here.
Hey.
Super. So you manage to stick together as you're weaving through these alleyways. The alleyways themselves are actually pretty barren, but you manage to take a few turns before you start hearing footsteps coming from behind you. Some the heavy footsteps of the automatons, and some lighter, more humanoid footsteps. So after maybe a minute or two of running and weaving through these alleyways, you hear those footsteps actually grow a little more distant. As you can hear on the very edge of your hearing, where'd they go?
Can I see them?
No. We'll say you just turned down an alleyway, so you can poke your head around the corner, but you don't see them directly down from where you're at now.
Okay. Are they... are they within 120 feet?
Yes.
Okay. would you consider having seen the guards before as being familiar with them?
No.
Damn it.
Oh, now that
Oh,
decided to
now
fucking
okay.
play.
Oh.
All right. Now it's
I
just
said
not
that
gonna
was
stop.
loud. Holy moly.
What the shit?
It's just gonna keep
That's a
moving
full
alien the entire
5 minutes later. Fuck.
the
All
rest
right,
of the
well.
episode are gonna be like in a calm, peaceful moment. Okay, we'll never mind. Okay. I say we keep running.
I agree.
And I would be using message to speak quietly about which way we are going.
I believe that's a thing I can do too.
Nice.
Just double check in. Yeah, I can message you back and forth if need be.
Excellent.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I'm glad Sirenscape decided to catch up. So, I'm sorry, you said you're going to hide?
We are going to keep running.
Yeah, we're gonna keep running.
Keep running.
Running, running, and running, running.
Okay. So, we'll do this.
Are we gonna stop? No.
So, let's bring you all hither. Jesus. That's your washing machine, isn't it?
No, actually, that wasn't me.
Oh. I don't know what the fuck that was then.
I feel like I hear a washing machine.
You probably do, but that loud bang was not I.
Tweren't you?
Tweren't I.
Oh, God. Oh, God, what happened?
What's happening?
Oh, my sweet giblets.
Oh boy.
Where did they go?
Hang on.
Varian!
Yeah, yes.
Wesley! Wesley!
Wayland?
Wayland!
Don't you go using someone else's
Where'd they
name.
go?
There you
I know
are.
where they went.
I don't know what
Why do
the
you sound like an old man all of a sudden?
no,
How
did
did you get here?
Everything.
All right.
Oh boy.
Well,
Oh, that's so off center.
it's hey, look, zhuzh. All right.
Do we have a picture for little Wei Wei? Yeah, we did. And
We did have a picture
I was
for Wayland,
horrified.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
put it
I
up
will.
again. Don't
I
put
will.
it
What do you mean
share.
horrified? He's so cute.
He's one of them there gingers. Okay, so that's good. Why? This was all correct. Now it's not. Hey, look.
The
I'm a
struggles of
profession-
streaming.
I am a professional.
Are you though?
No.
Hey, same.
No one's a professional. Let's be honest.
Yeah, definitely not.
Bingo, bongo. Let's make this nice and centered-ish. Eyeballing it. No, don't you snap on me. There you go. Cool. Anyway, as I said, we're going to come all the way the hell out here. And you two... maybe a little closer. So you two are maybe a block or so down this way. There we go. So you continue running. You hear the footsteps behind you get further away, gain a little bit of distance. Roll me another set of d20s.
Concern.
Always be concerned. Okay.
Oh, it's almost a 17.
Nice. Okay. So you guys get maybe another block down. You feel as if you are still being chased. And maybe you even cut over a block. And suddenly, from an alleyway you've just passed, you hear those footsteps grow louder as you hear a guardsman yell, "I found them! They're heading south!"
Shit, we can't keep going this way. We gotta turn.
I look down and for 1 minute I have 30 text messages.
Is it time?
No, it's not. I'm sure I wouldn't get a text message about that.
Yeah. I guess we talked about that last time.
You'd see me get yanked off.
Yeah,
the
right.
screen.
We're going.
It's like it's time to leave.
It's baby time. It's half past baby. So
Okay.
yes,
Sorry, I couldn't find my tab originally to unmute myself. That's why there was awkward silence there.
sure.
Let's go right. We got to cut around the corner somehow.
Is that's an option? Yeah.
Yeah, the next corner I see, I'm gonna quickly dash right.
I feel like
try
we
to
need
get
to
us right.
draw the points that we know of at the moment for my dumb brain, so I
Mhm.
can be smart like the character is supposed to be.
Well,
ish.
what I would like to do is if we're running, if we can get a little bit more distance, and once we have that distance, I would like to cast Silent Image to create a spectral type ghost with long fingernails that is just dripping blood, hollowed out
Just
eyes.
Just
Just dripping.
And it just cricks its neck a lot to like kind of make it look like its neck is constantly cracking.
so it's Lisa from PT. Got it.
Yeah, but as
All
soon as we
right.
get enough distance to where I can hide, I'm gonna cast that to try to scare them away. But
Okay.
they have to make an investigation check to see if they can tell whether it's legit or not.
So first off, give me one more d20. Let's see
Okay.
relatively how far you get away from them.
No, it's not the
Nice.
time for net ones.
Nice. And that went like way off the screen for me.
Oh, I'm dead, guys. It's nice
Can I
knowing you.
chronal shift that? It was just a D20, a flat
Yeah.
D20, but
I'll let you.
and what was that check for? Just to see how far we got?
Yeah. See if you actually
It
made
was.
ground.
Yeah, I'll use my last chronal shift of the day.
Oh, don't waste it on me.
Well, I mean,
He's
kinda-
wasting it on us.
yeah, I mean, I'm kind of, if you get caught, I get caught. So at this
And
point,
suddenly you look back, Kairos is gone. He's left you.
Oh my god.
it's just a cloud of smoke. Just a
Goodbye.
pan. Ding, 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 ding.
I mean,
So-
I guess I'll re-roll that.
Give it a go. Yeah.
Oh,
Do
oh,
it.
not at selecting the D10. That's not what I want. Can I unselect that? Nope. There it
No,
goes.
you just gotta backspace, I think.
Are you kidding me? I feel like
Okay.
that's so unfair.
Ah.
This game is rigged.
It's
I don't
so
want to play this game
rigged.
anymore. So like,
I
I imagine Kairos like you biff it real hard. Kairos warns you not to biff it, and then like something else comes out from behind, and you just trip over that instead, or you're like, what? Boom.
So okay, so essentially this is how this goes.
Damn it.
Vivian, you're running, you're cradling Wayland attached to your chest. You yell to Kairos and say, "I have a plan," and so you start to try and book it. And then you think you've gotten far enough away. You turn around to start casting your spell. When out of an alleyway directly next to you swings outward a mace right next to you. What's your AC?
My form of dread would have gone away by now, so no one cast that before we left. Without the form of dread, I'm a 13.
Okay. So this mace swings out from around the corner, and you see it just in time to take a back step, and they full-on swing, hit the stone of the house you're standing next to, and you see a knight step out in front of you. And Kairos, as you look back to continue running in the direction that you're going, you see an automaton step out, essentially flanking the two of you. What would you like to do? Because right now, you don't see anyone other than the two of these, rather these two.
After he takes that swing, I'm going to duck under him, reach my hand out and cast Shocking Grasp.
Okay.
Fucking hell, 12's not gonna hit.
Hey, don't overestimate the NPCs here. No, I don't think it did, but
Wait, are you?
Oh
Is it
wait, is he
Golem
wearing
you're
armor made
attacking?
of metal?
Yeah.
he is. Yes.
I have
Yeah.
advantage. I have advantage.
Yeah.
I can reroll that.
I was like,
Do
wait a
the
minute.
thing. Do it.
I'm just gonna
Do it.
recast it because I don't know how else. to do
Yeah,
it.
that's fine.
Nope,
Nice. You're not having a good day.
Boo.
I'm not.
So you reach your hand out and you see sparks of electricity just kind of arc between your fingertips. And right as you go to touch him, he like bats your hand away with the haft of his mace. Kairos, what would you like to do? I hope I had better music for this.
I'm thinking. So okay, is Vivian restrained right now or just
No.
okay? Uh, does it look like she's about to be restrained?
Looks like it could happen any minute now.
Okay. And the we have one automaton and one guard.
Correct.
Okay. I am. I don't really have anything to help with this situation. I guess I'm going to keep running, but there's a but. I'm going to stop. Like I'm going to keep running so that I can keep a distance away from them, if that makes any sense. So if I can like stay away from them physically and like continue on the way we were going to see if she is able to get up and run as well. You know what I mean?
Just keep going without me.
So are you going to try and run past the automaton that's in front of you?
Seems like it's already preoccupied, right?
Well, the guard is.
Oh, that was
The
the guard.
automaton's in front of
I thought she
you.
attacked the automaton. Okay, I see now.
Oh God, it's so loud.
Well, with my expeditious retreat ability, can I like zigzag around it with the movement speed, or do I have to go through it?
Unless you want to try and take a God, the processor on this is shit. I'm running the music through a different machine.
You know what? I'll just take the disengage action to try and run past him,
That'll work.
and then like I said, I will stay close enough to where I want to see the outcome of how this goes, but I'm not ready to run away yet. I just want to maintain my distance.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you disengage. The automaton goes to bash you with its shield. So these automatons carry just huge tower shields that are maybe about, I don't know, 3 feet long, seemingly made of nothing but iron. It goes to bash you with it. With your expeditious retreat, you have an extra oomph in your step that you're able to circle around and just keep on moving. And it slowly starts to turn towards you. Vivian,
Yeah.
the knight in front of you,
Oh, it's a night now.
guard, knight, whatever,
I thought
is
it was
going.
the dude, but
Yeah. It's gonna try and grab you. So give me an athletics or an acrobatics check.
I am definitely better at acrobatics. Non-natural 20.
Nice. Bing, bing, bing. Okay. He goes to grab you, brings his two arms together, one holding that mace. It looks like he was going to try and like grab the other end of the mace to try and pin you there, but you're able to duck down, even with Wayland attached to your chest, and maybe take an extra 5 steps back or 5 feet back. What would you like to do in retort?
I oh gosh, this is not going as planned, I am gonna go ahead and I'm gonna disengage and try to run the opposite way, so that way I'm not going the same way
As Kairos.
as Kairos to try and head to neutral location.
So you're gonna
And
try
at
and
the same time,
yeah.
I'm going to cast message and tell him to meet me at whatever that place was that I went out during the middle of the night to eat with Wayland. I forgot the name of the place.
The rat's den.
Yeah.
The Rat's Den. Meet me at the Rat's Den.
Okay.
And then
I
you
would-
just see me disappear.
I would respond and be like, "No, meet me around the corner."
No, meet me at Rat's Den, you fool.
I mean, he still would, but like the tone in his voice would be like, "Okay, fine, I'll do it," but like, unless only if we absolutely positively have to.
Okay.
We're splitting the party.
Both of you roll me one
Even
more d20.
Oh, come on, Dice. Come on, please. Don't fail me now. I need you. Oh, that was almost a 1 again. Oh my god.
My dice looked upside down, so I thought I saw 21, which isn't on a dice.
It's not on a dice. So Vivian, you're able to disengage. You book it down to the next alleyway you see, and you hook through. And as you continue moving and you look back, you do not see the guard behind you.
Oh, phew.
Kairos, as you turn to leave, the automaton behind you turns to chase, and you see an arm outstretched from an alleyway as you pass by. Give me either athletics or acrobatics. It's up to you.
You got this.
Nice.
No!
3 is the universal number of the universe.
Oh no!
So as you're running past, this hand reaches, grabs you by the robes, and yanks you back.
Shit. But it's our friend.
Is it? This hand is trying to pull you down to knock you prone. Give me a strength save.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna go well.
Yeah, that's not gonna be great. Your DC is just 10.
Here you go. Okay.
Come on.
Damn it.
You were very close.
No!
The hand grabs you by the nape of your neck, pulls you straight down. You hit the ground with a thud, narrowly keeping your head from bashing against the ground. When suddenly standing over you is this automaton with the tower shield, and it just pushes the shield into your chest just to hold you in place. And
Can I
Vivian,
see the guard?
yes, as you get yanked down, you do see a guard in the alleyway next to you. Just seems to be a regular guard.
Can I use message to the guard and in my best imitation of the commander say, "Let him go"?
I'm gonna let you, but you're gonna do that as a performance check at disadvantage.
Okay.
I'm not at disadvantage.
How do I roll with disadvantage again?
Hold control.
Control.
Okay. It's performance? Deception?
Yeah.
Performance.
Performance.
Okay. It doesn't actually matter. I have the same.
All
Aww.
right, I'm
But
gonna give
it's
you.
not bad.
I'm gonna give you a shot here.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you one shot.
Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
The guard looks at you and just sees you look at him. And you see him, after you send the message, he looks around and he looks back at you and says, "Nice try."
Damn.
And he pulls from his side a small horn. And Vivian, as you're running away, you think you're more or less in the clear. you hear another war horn sound from where you left Kairos.
I thought I was gonna get a chance.
You got a chance.
Oh, okay.
I hear that war horn, and I'm assuming I know what that means, that he got caught.
You can assume that.
Fuck.
Hmm.
I'm going to quickly open up my little satchel that I have for Waylon. Like the little baby blanket, basically.
The baby.
Waylon, are you awake?
He looks up at you, his red hair just kind of matted from the thing. Look, man,
The
I don't know
delayed
why.
horn again.
It's like a full like 5 second.
The guard just sitting there.
It's just a really long inhale. Just
Yeah.
Waylon looks up at you, Vivian. And he says, how can I sleep when you're running about? I've been bouncing like just like a sack of oranges.
Listen, sometimes that soothes the baby from crying. Oh, but that's not the point. I need you to go get Lars. Get him to get people to come help us. I don't know how this is gonna go.
You want me to go?
Yeah. And she looks around, make sure there's no guards. There's no guards nearby, right?
But what if I get hungry?
That's a good point. I didn't think of that. I was hoping we'd have another way out for that for now.
If only we had 2 other people in the party.
I know,
That
right?
weren't just off on their own somewhere gallivanting.
Hard cut to both of them literally gallivanting.
They're just skipping through a field of flowers.
Yeah.
And honestly, dead bodies knowing these two.
Yeah,
Okay. Or well,
Vivian,
how long?
Waylon will look up at you and say, "If you really want me to, I'll do my best, but I'm scared that I'll get hungry."
How long do you think you can hold it off for?
He like rubs his belly. I think I'm okay for a little bit.
How long's a little bit? We talking like minutes? We talking hours?
A couple hours?
Okay, if you can't find Lars, go to the where we went for breakfast, where that lady was at. She might be able to help.
He just shakes his head. He nods his head furiously. Those red curls just bouncing all over the fucking place. And then he just bolts off down the alleyway.
All right. I take a deep breath and I will run back to the alleyway. And as I enter that alleyway, I will go back into my form of dread.
Okay. So before you get there, Kairos, this war horn just sounded in front of you, and you can hear more footsteps approaching. After about 1.5 to 2 minutes, you hear heavy footsteps of rattling plate armor as Oliverius rounds the corner, just twirling his mace. And he says, "Rats can only run for so long."
Wait a minute.
Yes.
I can do a thing.
Can you?
Yeah. You know what I fucking do? It dawns on him. I fucking Misty Step out of the thing's grasp. And I get up and I keep running.
So
That's
as
my
you-
last second spell slot. As soon as he says that, I look at him and I go, "Oh yeah?" And I fucking bloop 30 feet out and I keep running.
That's brilliant.
And you can see that his face just kind of contorts into a sneer.
And I message back at him, "I can do this all day. You might as well just leave me alone. I could have been on your team. I can't do this all day. That's the last thing I can do."
I know.
You ain't Captain America.
Pretty much.
Let's see. I can do this all day. He looks around, and the knight that pinned you
Die.
has a spear on his back.
No.
He's gonna snatch it from him and just chuck it. Now, a spear, if I'm correct, I think it's only 30 feet.
I'm gonna look this
But
up.
let me double check.
D&D 5e.
Spur.
Also can't spell apparently. 2060.
2060. So yeah, it's gonna be a disadvantage.
I'll take those odds.
All right. Shit. Where am I? There I am.
Please. Oh my god.
Okay. He just hucks it. He snatches it from the guard, immediately throws it, barely looking. It overshoots you completely.
360 no scoped it. Rookie mistake.
It didn't work. And so you hear him just kind of stomp on the ground and say, "Get him! Get him!" And you hear the footsteps behind you continue. So Vivian, you approach this alleyway, and it lets you out behind where Oliveris and the guards are, so you see their backs. But you see that Kairos has managed to worm his way out and keep fucking running.
Okay, that's good. And can I see the back of Kairos at least?
You can see it, but it's way down that alleyway.
How far are we talking? Is it at least 100 something feet?
Nah, by the time you get there, maybe about 90.
I think message still works at that distance.
I think it's 120 feet.
I'm double checking right now because I don't trust myself. 120 feet. Yeah. I'm gonna cast message back. I swear I didn't forget you. Keep running. Meet me at the rat's den.
Yeah, just be like,
I need to find Wayland now.
you
I'm
would
counting
just
the
hear an
words.
exasperated, like just one word. What? Back.
You lost a zombie child?
I sent him to go get help.
That was a terrible idea. I lied to them. That's all I could do. They think I could do more, but that's not true. We gotta go.
I still
Keep
have
running.
spells if I need to use them.
I think sending is what limits to 25 words. I think
Oh, it
message,
is?
I think
Okay.
message is a sentence or so. But
And I can do it too, so
Yeah.
we can just be doing it back and forth.
I would like to think that even though message is in your mind, well, technically your verbal component is you saying the message. So it's just, I can't do this anymore.
Pretty much. And I haven't actually taken any damage yet, so I still have expeditions
Must
for
be
trade
nice.
up.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
yeah,
it's 10 minutes?
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it's 10
head in
minutes.
the back
It's on
where
the
I
tail
came
end.
from, and
Okay.
I roughly do I know out the distance of Wayland? Like, do I know what his movement speed would be?
No, you let that boy go and you ran the opposite direction. You don't know where he would have ended up.
Okay, well, I sent him to go get Lars or to get the lady, so I'm gonna head back towards Lars's place first,
Okay.
in hopes that I can meet him in between.
Okay. So we'll say you end up in an alleyway kind of adjacent to the main road. So you're essentially running down, keeping an eye out for any guards coming through. Kairos, you're running for your fucking life.
He wanted so badly to catch us. I know it.
So, Kairos, I'll say if you dash the rest of the way, you're able to evade them.
Ha ha!
But by the time you reach the rat's den, which is where you agreed to meet, you're met with, oh, you've never actually been to the rat's den.
Mm-mm.
So you run up to this ramshackle building,
Would I
holes in the roof.
Would I know where it is? Not to screw myself, but
No,
I've
I mean-
never been there.
You've never been.
I've
So
heard
because
of it
you guys
from
have been
those
split
mystics
for so
talking-
long.
The dude's talking about the mystic there.
Yeah, we'll say you've as you got closer, as you got to that area of the Warrens. Well, actually, here's the big question: what do you do about the cable car?
Oh yeah, we gotta do a
Because
cable
you're
car.
in a different district, folks.
Oh shit! Oh
Well,
fuck! Wait, we are. Oh no!
I have a solution for
It's-
myself, but not for Vivian.
I can spider climb.
I
Can
can
I?
do one more feather fall. I can just Mission
Okay.
Impossible off the edge and just
I'll
in a
spider
in an
climb my way
inconspicuous
down.
place and yeah,
Okay.
glide
So
my ass to safety.
so this cliff face, which is hundreds of feet tall, Kairos, you just full on Assassin's Creed leap of faith this
Yeah.
shit.
And
And you're
before
like,
before I
this
go,
is
I'm like,
maybe 60 feet. I don't know.
just to screw with anybody nearby, I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. And I just jump off.
Oh no!
Uh,
And so you jump off. You ultimately feather fall before you hit the
yeah.
ground. Vivian, when you reach the edge of the cliff heading down to the Warrens, you are able to spider climb down, but it takes you a little bit.
That's
Um,
fine.
And just for posterity, that is indeed my last spell slot until I can rest.
okay. So you're Kairos, like I said, you're able to lose them. After a while, you cut to kind of a scene of the guards just looking around, reporting to all of Arius, and his sneer has just grown deeper and deeper. He's like, "Bring them back now."
He
Um, so Kairos, you touch down at the base of the cliff. We'll say maybe in this little inlet over here, if you can see where I'm pinging.
yes.
Vivian, by the time you crawl down, you know where the rat's den is, so you're probably closer to it.
Okay.
Maybe here, where the rat's den is there. Um,
Okay. Okay. I will stop at the rat's den first, and then quickly peek my head in, and be like, I still need to find Wayland, and then I'll be on my way to go in between the two places to find Wayland. Stay here
so
and stay hidden.
so Vivian, as you enter the rat's den, it's the same busted up building that you came to the night prior. Let us do this. Just bring that down. And there are still people eating, drinking. There's actually more people here than there were the night that you came with Wayland. Um, much like that night, you can hear dice being thrown about in the back room. And at this point, probably closer to evening between you guys going to the Commander's Glory, running all about town, and getting here, you can tell that it's starting to get a little darker on the streets. The shadows are starting to get real long. Um, and you don't see Wayland in the building.
Okay, that's fine. I will go next to I will go to where we ate for breakfast with Lars to see if I can
Oh, yeah.
possibly catch up with Waylon there. And if I don't see him there, so then I'll head to Lars's place.
Okay.
I told him specifically to get help. I didn't tell him to come back to me. So I'm hoping he'll be at one of the two places.
Okay. So, Kairos, as you touch down, you have no idea where the fuck you're going.
Yeah.
Um,
Or
so
why
what
we're
would you
going
like?
there for that matter.
Yeah. So, what would you like to do?
I
You know
mean,
that Vivian wanted to meet at the Rat's Den, and that for somehow she lost Wayland.
how far would it I know where Lars's is and I can see on the map that I would
Mhm.
be somewhat close to that. How long would Kairos think it would take to get to Lars's?
It would probably be.
Ask for directions to the rat's den.
I mean, it would probably be about 20 minutes for you to get to Lars's.
Oh, okay. And I wouldn't see like any signs or any kind of path that I would know. Like, there's no indicator of where the rat's den is.
You might see a poster or so just made from tattered paper hanging off the side of a building, but all it says is come to the rat's den, um the premier place to eat in the Warrens. That's about it.
Hmm. Is there like, okay, so I guess I would walk casually after the heat has been, I don't know, after it's, calmer, and I
After you
know
no
that
longer
I
have 5 stars? Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And I would walk a little bit of ways away from where I just, landed, and I would do so at a relatively brisk pace, just kind of hugging the inner wall there
Mhm.
of the cliffside.
Okay.
And so once I feel like I'm comfortably away from a place where anybody would have seen me, any of that, I'd probably just ask a bystander that doesn't look too mischievous.
Mhm.
Um, Excuse me, do you know where the rat's den is?
So, let's plop you down here on this map. So you maybe get to about there.
I thought it was over
Just
there.
I know, you've been shimmying around the cliff, right?
Okay, yeah.
Um, so you spot some folks that are that look like they live in the area. Tattered clothes, look like they haven't bathed in a while. And so a woman responds to you after you ask about where the rat's den is. You see she's missing a couple teeth. Hmm. And she points to northwest a little bit. It's about 20 blocks. It's not close. It's about a good distance between here and the mall.
He just kind of nods. Um,
But if you want something to eat, I got something you can have.
no, it's actually quite all right. I have a friend waiting for me. Say,
Ah.
do you know if there are any outposts of guards in the area down here? I
She
should
kind of
be.
just lets out a chuckle. Guards don't patrol down here. If they come down here, then something's really wrong.
I can flash forward. Yeah, he says, "Good. Thank you for your time." And he hands her one
Mhm.
whole copper.
She takes what couple of teeth she has in the front, pinches it, tries to bend it. She's like, well, thank you.
If anyone asks if you've seen me, I went the other way.
I don't even know who you are.
Exactly.
All right.
He just
Toodaloo.
yeah, he goes off in that general direction.
Okay. Um, so as you are weaving through the Warrens, these dingy, dusty streets, um, you see the same people that you've seen just hanging about. Um,
And I'd be
you
trying to make
do
myself scarce and unassuming.
okay. You do come upon a. It seems to be a person in a hood who's just talking with some of the locals. You can't quite make out what they're saying. It's like they're asking them some questions.
I avoid them completely.
Mhm. Okay. Um, and as you're running about, you get maybe, I don't know, 5 blocks from the rat's den. You've been running for about another half hour, 45 minutes. You see wandering between alleyways, a little redheaded boy, and he looks like he's about to cry.
Damn it.
Oh.
Kairos looks around to make sure no one else is in the general area. He looks for Vivian. He looks
You
back
don't.
at the general direction of where the rat's den is. And he starts to walk towards the rat's den, and then he stops, sighs, and goes back and goes with message, goes, Waylon, It's Kairos.
What?
Turn to your right.
He does.
He
You can
just
see
kinda, like,
that
waves.
his cheeks are flushed red. His nose is even a little flushed red from him wiping it and wiping whatever snot. His eyes are full of tears, and he looks over. He's like, "I was lost."
It's fine. Calm down, take a deep breath, walk towards me, but don't run. Don't run. Just walk casually. I'm right
This
here. I'm not going
this
anywhere.
he walks towards you, but in the most awkward fashion.
Like a
He's
little
like
kid.
he like starts to walk fast, and he's like, "No, I got to slow down." And then he's like subconsciously starts to move faster, slows down.
Yeah, and he sees that, and he's just like, "Breathe. Take a deep breath. You're fine."
Okay. And eventually he does make his way over to you.
Yeah, and so he, like, when he gets near him, he's just kind of like, "Are you okay?"
Wayland gets within your space and just buries his face in like your leg and robes, and you just hear him like a muffled crying.
It's fine. It's fine. We're going to the rat's den. It'll be fine.
Aw.
That's stop doing that though. Try to keep
He
your
kind
voice
of
down.
he kind of like rubs his face. And
The good old kid snot joke.
Yeah, just
and he just looks up at you, just nods his head.
Kairos rips off the part of his outfit that has the snot on it and mends it back together. I don't know if that's how that spell works.
I
but
don't
that's what he
think so.
did.
You're not reconstituting something
Yeah,
from
you're right. I would
nothing.
need the pieces, right?
Yeah.
That's true. Okay,
You
fine.
can wash it later. It'll be fine.
It'll be a little crusty, but that's fine.
Damn it. Yeah. He like just kind of tries to peel him off of him without like with his elbows, like yeah.
So you get to about, we'll say here is when you manage to find Wayland.
Tell me, Waylon, when was the last time you saw Vivian?
I don't know what time it is.
Well, sorry, I should rephrase the question. Where did you last see Vivian?
And he points up to the cliff leading up to the lower stratum.
He just stares at you. And, then how did you get down here?
I snuck on one of the cable cars.
All right,
They still have my papers.
that's true. Well, good job. I'm impressed. Let's try to meet her at the rat's den.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, if that doesn't work out, I want you to run to the mall and look for
Okay.
a man named Sharid. He describes what he looks like, and he might not be there right away. He might not be there even today, but hang around, make yourself scarce if we get separated, and just look for that man. Explain to him the situation. He'll be there tomorrow, ideally, as a competitor. If you have to sleep outside somewhere around, do it behind the mall, or you won't be seen. But hopefully you won't have to do any of that.
Okay. So he 100% without your say so like grabs your hand to walk with him. I hate it.
He thinks about like jerking it free, but knows that that's probably just going to make him more upset, and he needs him to be calm. So for self-preservation reasons, he just lets him do it, but like just has his hand kind of like limp.
Okay.
God.
So it takes you guys about another 10 minutes of walking before you reach the rat's den. As I was saying before, this building, holes in the roof, broken glass. People seem to be moving in and out of it, and you can see people inside, and the sound of dishes, cups, food being served. You even get a faint whiff of food. Doesn't smell great, but it's food.
Yeah.
And right as you arrive,
I'd be casing it first, probably around like Khmya, to just watch it for a minute to see if anyone's approaching it or anything out of the ordinary.
you haven't seen any guards as you've been making your way through the Warrens.
Okay.
And you case it for a little bit. You don't see anyone. But as you start to eventually approach the building, Vivian, at this point, you have made a full loop between Lars's place and I forget the woman's name that served you breakfast, not seeing either Kairos or Wayland. So you make
Okay.
one last loop up to the rat's den, and as you arrive, you see them about to walk in.
Zelda. Her name was Zelda.
Was it Zelda?
Thank.
It is. That is what my notes
Okay.
have.
I'll take it.
Do we see her, or she just sees us?
Your backs are to her.
Okay.
I don't want to make a scene, but a sense of relief just washes over me, knowing that one, Kairos got out, but two, Wayland's okay.
And you see Kairos draw a knife to wail it. No.
If you will be dead if you fucking do that to him. Don't even get me started.
he shanks him 50 times and leaves the body in front
What's
of
this
the
fucking
rat's den.
Julius Caesar?
That's what you get.
Full Brutus
Being a
here?
kid.
Okay.
I know, right?
Sucker.
Damn.
Good lord.
you
All
Bring
right.
back
how
10th
much
grade
this-
English.
This
Damn.
coat costs? Cashmere.
I don't care how much your coat costs. You can fucking wash it.
Uh,
But
Oh,
she's gonna
no.
pick up her pace and but also double check to make sure there's no guards near her.
Mhm.
And then once she feels safe enough, she'll pick up her pace even more. And as they're entering, she'll just kind of like message Wayland and be like, "Oh my god, I'm so glad you're okay."
He looks around. He's still not used to the whole message thing. He's like, huh? Huh?
What is it?
Behind you, behind
I
you.
hear. He looks up at you, Kairos, says, I hear Vivian. And then he turns around and sees her walking up to you two.
Like fast.
Kairos grips his hand so he doesn't go running.
He pulls like he was about to.
Yeah. And
She'll
he just,
glare at you and be like, "Let go of my boy."
he just says, everyone. He messages you both separately, like, calmly.
I am walking very fast. I'm walking calmly.
I have calm.
Him.
My baby.
It's like a full on, like, just super stiff, just like, I'm walking calmly. I'm walking calmly.
It's like I'm walking fast, sir. I'm calm. I just want to see Wayland.
Mm-hmm. So you meet at the steps of the rat's den.
And immediately I pull Wayland from him and hug him.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would let go as soon as you get close.
Thank
And he would be like, ugh.
This is my
What are you
child
doing?
now. So at this point,
he would say, like, I'm glad you made it out all right.
I'm glad you made it out too.
Now, what the hell do we do?
I
Why
don't
are
know.
we
We don't have
here?
papers. We can't go to our job now because we can't really go back up to the lower stratum.
Were we able to do that in the first place?
I don't know.
hey, look, that's your fault.
Isn't that how we got into this mess?
Listen.
You're the ones doing all the truants.
Look, that was a decision that was made when I wasn't here. So, this situation is not my fault.
I know, right?
These are the consequences of your actions.
So he would be asking, so what's here that was the destination?
It just felt like a good middle ground to meet at.
Oh,
I mean, we
Right.
can.
not Lars's?
I don't know. I didn't want to bring the attention back to his place in case they followed us down here.
Well, a woman told me that they don't usually come down here unless things are really bad. So it depends on how much we piss them off.
I mean, I've seen them down here before, so
Oh.
they do definitely come down here.
I see.
Well, shit.
So we probably shouldn't stay here too long. Maybe we should get back to Lars's place.
Yes, I feel like this would be one of the places they would search first. But since we're here, it doesn't hurt to blend in for a little while until the heat calms down and come up with a plan.
Maybe
Is this
grab
just a
something
bar
light.
or is this a place to stay?
It's a bar.
Yeah, it's a tavern.
Hmm.
So you two make your way in. I assume you pick a table that's off in the corner,
Yes.
not
Close
someplace
to it,
easily
close to
noticed.
an exit, whether that's a window, a door.
Okay. And Kairos, this is your first time here. You hear from behind a drawn curtain, off on the west side of the building, the sound of dice being rolled. Seems to only be a single set, but um, immediately after you hear some of those dice get rolled, you hear somebody yell, "I did it! I finally did it! Oh my god, I finally did it! You owe me now."
Yahtzee.
But as you all sit down, um, the waitress will make her way over to you. She looks like she's been here for a long time. Her face certainly betrays her time in the Warrens. She walks up to you. She looks at Vivian and Waylon like, "Oh, I didn't expect to see you two here so soon." Again.
Well, happy to be back.
Does Kairos
Same.
know that they were here already? I think so, right? I think you mentioned that in this. I
She
don't
might have
remember.
mentioned it.
I mentioned it, yeah.
Hmm.
At least I'm sure I
I
did.
feel like that makes sense.
Because I would have described what happened that night when I found him.
Yeah.
Where we went, how we got back, etc.
Okay.
So she looks at you and says, "Same as before."
Yes, please.
Okay.
See an eyebrow go up.
She loops back into the kitchen, into a back room of the building, and you can vaguely hear the sound of metal clanging. Sounds like a spoon in a pot. And she comes out not a minute later with 3 bowls of just viscous goop,
Ew.
we'll say. Uh, and she says, "Since you came back so soon, it'll just be a copper for the 3 of you."
All right. Kairos, can you cover it this time around?
I'm
Yeah,
poor.
he starts pulling out his to pay for it. And he's like, "Excuse me, is there any meat in this?"
No. Does it look like there's meat?
To be honest, I'm not sure. If
Good.
maybe there
That's how it's
once
supposed to
was.
be.
Excellent. I think here gives it a copper. Thank you.
She takes it and she
this
heads off.
well, 1 second. This might be a odd request, but do you have any spare clothing here?
Does this look like a shop to you?
No.
I barely have the clothes that I'm wearing.
Hmm.
And from looking at her garb, tattered and torn, wear is a very loose term for her.
Actually, something like that would be perfect. Any options? I might be able to find something.
She kind of rolls her eyes and she says,
I
"Let
would
me see what
pay.
I got. Let me see what I got."
And then
She
as soon
then-
as she walks away,
Hmm.
Vivian's gonna look at him like, "Are you seriously that concerned about your clothes?"
No, I'm concerned about us. We need to blend in. He like points at like the 3 of us. I mean, look at me. I have a monocle. Look at yourself. You have a veil. Look at this child. He has red hair. We need to do something about this.
I mean,
We stand out.
we could change that.
That's what I'm trying to do.
That's fair.
Actually, come to think of it, I already have
Oh,
common clothes in my inventory.
that moment you accidentally turn off your headset.
Oh.
I accidentally turned off my headset because I leaned my
Oh.
shoulder into the headset where the button's
Nice.
at.
Fix it.
It's fine. Anyways, you were saying?
Me, the player, was saying, I feel like I already have common clothes on me? How does that work? Because it
Yeah.
literally, or is that what I'm wearing?
Consider it a change of clothes. It's up to you whether you want those to look the same or not.
No, I feel like you would have like just I don't know, something more
Like non-scholastic robes.
Yeah. I don't know.
His street gear.
Yeah. He's going out. Look. He's
As
gonna see what she
you're-
musters anyway.
And Kairos, as you're mulling this over, trying to figure out what your next plan of attack is going to be, you hear a voice into your head.
Okay.
What's this? Someone's missing a few marbles. You need something back. Maybe memories?
he like kind of just looks left and right. Like you see him maybe like freeze for a second, and then like as he's trying to analyze what's going on, but when he says that, or when the voice says that, he kind of like leans forward and plays it cool for a second,
Mm.
and just kind of waits to see if there's more.
The voice continues to speak to you. Are you a gambling man, son?
Oh.
He'd probably just respond I'm assuming in his mind. He wouldn't speak. He would just think. Like maybe it would be like an instinctive reaction thought, like not
Mhm.
really no.
Hmm. Too bad.
But I'm open to opportunities.
Well, if there's something you really find your heart set on, why don't you come behind the curtain? Might just pan out for you.
He kind of looks around for a curtain.
You see the drawn curtain where you heard dice before.
Okay.
Do I notice him looking around? I'm assuming so since I'm sitting close to him.
I
mean-
think at a certain point you'd see me staring at a curtain,
Yeah.
like kind of perplexed for a moment,
What are you thinking about?
and maybe you just hear him mutter to himself, like, "I'll keep that in mind."
Keep what in mind? What's
Nothing.
going on?
I think I just need to rest.
Insight check. Fucking insight check, my dude.
Sure. Insight versus, I assume, deception, Kairos.
Yeah, he's not trying to make a big effort to deceive. I think he's almost trying to deceive himself in a way, I think is maybe a better way to say it.
All right.
It's almost like he's trying to convince himself that that's just, I mean, I guess he would
A
know
figment of
better.
his fatigued imagination.
Yeah, and they've been doing message back and forth the whole day, and he is already having memory problems, and so should I still do deception?
Yeah,
All right,
sure.
I clicked it.
Ha! We match. We both have +1. What does that mean?
It's so
You should go see the
Vivian-
attacker, right? So
well, no,
in
goes
this
to the
case,
so Vivian, you look him up and down. You can tell something isn't quite there, but you do know that he's tired. So he could be hiding something, or he could just be delirious. You can tell from the amount of spells that you've seen this man use over the course of the last few hours. He's probably run himself a little ragged.
Well, I'm assuming we've gone through at least a decent portion of our food. If that's the case, listen, why don't we finish our food and we'll head back and get some rest. We both need it after today. We need to catch up with you know who. That way,
Voldemort?
yes, I was going to think.
I don't want to mention names specifically because I don't want people to get figured out. You know what I mean?
I like while you're planning this, I feel like you would just see him like be staring down at his bowl, like not listening at all, and then I think he would turn and look at you and then he would just say, you would hear in your voice, I heard a voice.
What kind of voice?
It was one I didn't, and this is all through message. This is one I didn't recognize, and he like motions his head from like to the court over to the curtain. It knew about my memories.
It knew about your memories. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
My memory lost from the other day.
Oh.
Before we got here.
Well, I don't know if we can really trust too many people, especially with what happened earlier. I mean, is it something that you want to know more about?
I do, but I feel it's not the best idea at the present. I did hear about a mystic who was here when we were going to the panning the map to the commander's glory.
looking.
but I should
I'm
probably rest first. I just wasn't
yeah.
sure if this was something you, being here before, had heard about.
Did I hear about this when I last came in?
Vivian, the most you know is that last time you were here, you saw a gentleman walk from behind that curtain. Very scruffy looking, dressed in dirty furs, greasy hair. But you don't know if he was just a regular gambler or this mystic that he's talking about.
Hmm.
He was the one who kind of tried to chat you up as you and Waylon were eating.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
passed them off.
yep.
Maybe it's for the best that we just leave and get some rest and maybe come back. Oh, we gotta figure out what we're gonna do for tomorrow because we can't. I don't even know if we can go to our job tomorrow because we don't have our papers. I
Maybe
mean,
come
I
back.
I can at least climb up the cliff to try to get to the Hearth and Home, but they have our papers. They know where we work. It might not even be safe to go there tomorrow.
I agree. I think we need to find our friends and find a way out of the city tomorrow.
What were we here in the city for again? I totally forgot.
Looking
You're
for the,
here.
the orc.
Yeah, you're trying to figure out what happened to Hathis.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And y'all just been here living it up.
We have no leads on that, do we?
Not really.
Have we brought it up to anyone? Have we even brought it up to Lars yet?
The most you got was kind of a history lesson on the Iron Guard. So you know it has something to do with either the Sovereign, the current guard, something to that effect.
Okay. God, we've been in so many episodes now. I just can't remember everything. It's fine. It's fine. Um, I don't know. Like we're here for obviously to figure out half this, but it's not safe here, and especially with myself and Wayland, this ain't a good area for us to be in, anyways. Especially mostly for me. But I mean, the others don't even know about him yet. They don't know what I am yet. It's so much could change in the next hours, days, even. We don't know what could happen. Maybe let's just go back to Lars. We'll talk with Lars. Maybe he can help us figure out what to do. And go
Yeah,
for
Karis would just nod in agreement, but he'd still be like staring at the whatever
At the
the hell that thing that the
curtains.
curtain. The word I literally couldn't think of the word. I was like
um,
shade, like
Kairos,
lines.
as your
some type
gaze
of
kind of
fabric.
as your gaze kind of draws back to that curtain, you again hear a voice in your mind. It almost seems passive, not really talking to you, just stuck like rats in a cage. Gotta find a way out.
He would respond in his mind, just what is it you want exactly?
Me? Nah, just entertainment. What are you looking for?
Depends on the context a lot at the moment.
Or maybe even, what's your lady friend there looking for?
I don't know. You'd have to ask her.
Hmm.
At the moment, safe harbor.
While this is happening, do I still see him staring at the curtain?
No, no. Do you avert your gaze, Kairos?
I think he would as the point that the conversation starts a little bit. He kind of is trying to play it off. Like I think at the beginning he would have been doing that again. And
If that's
maybe the cue is the fact that you keep talking, and I've now since completely ignored everything that you're saying.
Yep.
As you're coming up with a
yeah.
plan.
Kairos seems to be kind of missing bits and pieces of the things that you're mentioning to him.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah.
He's not all there.
If that's the case, I am going to reach across and gently grab his arm and be like, "We should go." And she'll
Firmly
tighten her.
grasp it.
Slightly tighten her grasp after she says that to really try and pull his attention back towards her.
Yeah, it works. And he messages though and says, "What if he can help us? We have no real options. If they're really looking for us, they'll be sweeping this whole Warrens and go door by door if they have to. Eventually, they'll find Lars. They'll find us. What's our plan then?
I
I can't do anything at the moment
I
till I rest."
I know that. I honestly don't know what to do at this point. And can we afford to try and trust other people? We thought we could trust them, and look what happened. They took our papers.
At this
They
point,
tried to chase us out of town, basically. Try to capture us again.
I think we should hear him out for a minute.
If anything starts to go south, we're leaving immediately.
I agree.
Meanwhile, Waylon's just there, just fucking snarfing down this fucking goop
Yeah.
in a bowl.
At manners.
He kind of sits back up, a little bit of like gruel just dripping from his chin. Like he picks up a spoon, jabs it into the bowl, and like flings it into his mouth, looking to you as like, is that better?
That's how we eat, right?
She'll take her hand and gently touch his face and use her thumb like the mom thing and wipe away the gruel off of his face. Very neatly.
And then immediately, just
And
like any boy, whoosh.
This time she'll take out a cloth from her bag and wipe his face down and be like, "You need to eat more nicely. Remember what I said about keeping up appearances."
Yes.
Very gently into the bowl. She'll demonstrate gently into the bowl, gently into the mouth.
He moves as slowly as possible doing this. And you see he just picks up a spoonful. Like almost over exaggerating the movements. But he does move slower.
You can go a bit faster. You don't have to do it that slow, but that's good. That's good. More control. You're doing great.
Figure out what you want. And he just keeps eating.
I'm trying to help you, Wayland.
So, as Waylon's there eating, what do you two do?
I mean, during that exchange, Kairos would have gotten up and walked over to the curtain and.
Wait, what? Excuse me?
So Vivian, you're there helping Wayland eat and have some manners, and you just hear the rattle of curtain rings just slide to the side. And from where you're sitting, you can see as the curtains open for just a little bit, it just seems to be a solitary room, a window out to the alleyway, and just a table. You don't quite see who's sitting at that table, though. Kairos, as you walk in, you see the same thing, and you see a human sitting there at the other end of the table, as well as another man just sitting there, like feverishly pondering, like, what am I going to ask for? What am I going to? What do I want my prize to be? Noting that you haven't seen anybody leave this room since you got into this building.
I would leave. First of all, I would leave the curtain. Not that it actually matters because we're familiar with each other, but I would leave the curtain open just a crack so that Vivian could see Kairos and that we could still message back and forth. Again, we'd still be able to do it because familiarity, but also so she can literally see him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That he's not stabbed.
Yeah. And he would be standing in such a way that he's,
As soon as he opened that curtain, she would message him like, "Are you out of your mind? You decided to get up as I'm trying to help him?"
I mean,
yeah.
I've not picked up on that, yes.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to talk this out first before you just get up and go talk to them.
If we have time. Anything happens, just run.
I'm not leaving without you.
Well, you did before.
So Kairos, you see sitting at the table, the common man, Rags, pondering very heavily. And on the other end seems to be a man, greasy brown hair, very ragged goatee, wearing some dirty furs, just sitting there waiting. And as you walk in, his eyes just kind of drift up towards you, like, "So you decided to play, hmm?"
Decided to hear you out. What do you want to play?
Ah.
What's your goal?
He he slaps his hand on the table, and Vivian, you can hear this slightly as it startles the commoner that's sitting there, kind of back to reality. He says,
Snap back
"What?
to
Why
reality.
don't you ponder over there?" And he says, "Yeah, yeah, I'll hmm, yeah." And he gestures to the now open seat across the table from him, and
He doesn't sit. He just stands there.
he says, "Well, in this city, fine robes like them, they're not for this district. Why don't you sit down? I'm sure your legs are tired all the way down here."
He stands for a second first, and he just says, "If you tell me what it is you want, then perhaps I will."
What do you know of fate, friend?
I know it can be bent,
And he kind of
corrupted.
chuckles. He kind of chuckles. Says, "You don't know the half of it. That's a good perspective.
He, with that, he's intrigued enough to sit.
Good on you." In front of you, you see a deck of cards and a bowl containing a couple of dice. Um, he says, "Well, we got a couple games we could play. Just toss around some dice, or if you're a real gambling man, why don't we see what the cards have to say?"
What's your price?
He just kind of chuckles, and then you hear that voice inside your head again. "I trade in favors. Simple as that. I win, you do a favor for me. You win, you get a favor yourself."
Is there any favor in particular you would need from me?
Nah. But don't worry. You're not going to be under any immediate obligations, but I always do cash in.
Will you be here tomorrow?
I'm here all the time. In a city like this, everybody wanting more, wanting better. It's a perfect place for me.
Very well. Then I'll return tomorrow if I'm able. Right now, it's
Sure.
not the best time to gamble when you have not the best mind on your shoulders.
Some will say that's the best time. But whatever you say, Kairos.
Yeah, he just kind of smirks back at him a little bit and like nods. While he's trying to play it off cool while racking his brain, like, what the fuck did he just do? Like trying to do arcana checks in his mind, like what
I
what
mean,
magic is he using?
you can give me an Arcana check, but it'll be a disadvantage.
Okay. Bump. Yay.
A 10. Obviously, he's speaking to you through some form of telepathy,
Yeah. I
but
mean, he's specifically trying to figure out how he knows his name is what he's trying to gather.
you're assuming he's got to be reading your thoughts somehow, some way. You don't know how, but he's got to be doing some kind of mind reading.
Sorry, I didn't catch your name. He says verbally.
Most folks call me Surtur.
Very well. And it's a date for tomorrow, Surtur, if I'm able.
I'll be waiting with bated breath, friend. Enjoy your evening.
Certainly will try. You as well.
FYI, this is the person that you see.
Oh,
It
hey.
is the same guy.
Hey, guy. All right.
He just kind of like twiddles his fingers at you. See you tomorrow. Meanwhile, you hear as you leave the commoner be like, I know what I want. And he just like bolts back to the table.
Well, I leave, but I'm listening to hear what the man wants.
Okay.
I deliberately slow my exit because I want to hear how the exchange goes.
He kind of chuckles and he turns to the commoner and says, Yes, what would you like for your favor? And the commoner just very rushedly says, I want to move up to the lower stratum. I just need a better life. I need better clothes, better something. Like, I need to get out of here. And he says, All right, I could do that. Better life, you say? Well, why stop at the stratum? Why don't you end up in the mantle? And you hear the commoner say, You you do that? You you can get me all the way up there? He says, Sure. Sure. Let's shake on it. And you just you look over your shoulder and you just see them shaking hands.
Is there any magical glow or anything about the shake?
Not that you can tell.
Okay. Okay, yeah, he leaves.
Okay. So Vivian, you see Kairos leave that curtain, and you could only hear like faint mumblings, not too much. And it seemed like they were actually silent for most of the time that they were in there.
Yeah.
Did anything happen?
We can talk about it later.
All right, let's get going. Waylon, are you done eating?
You can see that he's squirreled away some gruel in his cheeks. Yep, I'm good.
You should probably swallow that.
Mm-mm.
What do you mean? Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. And he's just turning his face away from you constantly.
I don't want you to choke on your food. You swallow that right now, mister.
He just like very grumpily just huffs at you, and you just hear,
There you go. Let's get going. And she will pick him up and put him back in the baby.
he just kind of wiggles a little bit. He's like, I can walk.
Nope.
Mm,
Not until we get back home.
Fine.
Because you weren't where I thought you were going to be.
Well, to be fair, I was only at Mr. Lars's house or at the Rat's Den once. I got lost.
You got lost.
I got lost.
Ever more reason to keep you safe in this bundle.
And as you step out of the building, by the time you hit the bottom of the steps, you just hear Waylon's out.
Thank God.
Oh, he's had a long day, I'm sure. I mean, he got lost, and that's on me.
Yes, that was the worst part of our day when Waylon got lost.
Okay, listen, I was worried about him. I sent him off to get us help because I wasn't sure what was going to happen to us.
Well, I don't know that he would have really been able to get much help, so in the future, just tell him to run.
I mean, he did run.
For the record, by the way, I told him that if we were to get separated to seek out Sharid in the mall, lots of people, hard to get caught. At least then someone would. I don't know if he would be amenable to the idea, but just so you know. So if we get separated from him again, I don't know if he would still do that, given the fact that we've all found each other. But just so you know, he knows who Sharid is now.
Because Cherie doesn't know who he is. Oh,
He does not.
That's a whole other conversation that we have to have.
Just have to
It's a
trust
lot
it.
of conversations that we gotta have with everyone else. Like I
He's
said,
just
you two
nodding.
are the only one that know right now, so about everything essentially.
Yes, but at least he appears to be a normal child.
I mean, thank goodness, but
For now. Does he transform, or is it just he like makes a biting motion?
He does transform, if I remember
Hmm.
correctly, right? Yeah. 'Cause I remember, I think I seen art.
Mhm.
Yeah, he does.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. Yep. He definitely transforms.
All right. Well,
Transformers.
Robots in
at this
disguise.
at this point, our best chance, unless you know where our friends are, would be to go back to Lars if we can make it there. Try to stay there for the night.
Well, as I say, I'm
Hope that
assuming
we don't get
that
caught.
Tio would be at the Hearth and Home, and then Cherie would be at the mall. So, but yeah, I'm assuming it'd be best just to go back and get some rest.
Well, at this point, it's starting to get fairly dark.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So as you guys are kind of slowly moving and discussing what your next steps are, give me perception checks.
Fuck. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Perception.
I don't see shit.
Oh, I didn't mean to roll that at advantage, but
Yeah, it's fine.
I just clicked it. Do I have it toggled somehow?
I don't think so. Not unless you have a skill that gives you advantage on perception checks.
I don't think I do. I don't know.
You figure
Whatever.
that out. Kairos, as you're making your way, the streets are lined in stone, so you can hear your own footsteps as you walk down the street. But you start to hear more footsteps, not directly behind you, not directly in front of you, maybe in adjacent streets or alleyways, but you hear a fair number of heavy footsteps.
Okay. I immediately message it to Vivian, and is there a way we can like duck out of the way, or are we like kind of just like, is there an alley we can hide in, or is there?
I mean, you can certainly try.
I mean, I would be glancing
Give it
back.
to you, wouldn't it? I'm assuming we just try to duck into an alley, try to hide. That's the best thing,
Yeah.
that I can think of.
If you want to, give me stealth checks.
Do we get advantage because it's getting dark?
Sure.
I do like to blend in with the dark because that's my whole thing.
The darkness.
Oh, natural 20,
baby, a
bitch.
triple.
Let's go.
So, Vivian, you've kind of just sunk into some of the shadows breaking off of one of the buildings. Kairos,
I am the darkness.
you're tucked away, but maybe you're a little closer to the street. But you see rounding one of the corners in the direction that you were going is a group of guards and automatons that are starting to fan out amongst streets and alleyways.
I message. I guess we made a big enough ordeal.
I suppose so. Let's wait for them to pass. And then we're going to keep sneakily going back to Lars's place.
Is there a way we could sneak out of the alleyway to get behind them?
They're directly in your path. You can try and find a connecting alleyway, but you're not familiar enough to know exactly where you're going.
Okay.
You just know a general heading, but you can try.
I would like to try.
Give me a pathfinding survival check.
Survival. I am not good at survival. That's not bad though. 13.
No one's good at survival.
Yeah, when is anyone ever proficient in survival?
A druid or a ranger. Oh wait, your ranger's not here.
Too soon.
Are you gonna try Kairos?
Oh, I thought it was just her.
Oh,
Survival.
yeah. I mean, if you want to,
Sure. I think it's going to do an advantage again. Yeah, I don't get why. I'm not hitting anything. It's just doing it.
that's weird.
It's weird.
Awkward.
We'll figure it out.
At some point.
Yeah. Um.
Ooh.
Try to get her to do it
So
with this. Hang
you
on.
did it as a 6.
Ignore these rolls. I'm just troubleshooting.
All right. Have fun.
I'm assuming I would
Yes!
guess I would be leading the way.
Did you figure it out?
I just did one with control, one with shift, and then one without either, and it seems to have reset it.
No. So your keyboard probably just stuck.
It did not.
Sure. So yeah, Vivian, Kairos is kind of like just looking around, and be like, "Oh, we can go down that alleyway. We can go down that alleyway." You feel like you have a general idea enough to say, "Let's go down this one."
Okay. Here, follow me, and I'll grab his arm. I'll like purposely loop my arm into his and pull him along my side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you make it through a number of alleyways, and again, the way that the sound echoes amongst these buildings and amongst these alleyways, you just hear echoing footsteps. You can tell that you're making it closer to Lars's, but you still have a ways to go. When crossing the path in front of you seems to be an automaton that hasn't turned in your direction yet.
Hide. Fucking hide.
Is there anyone near it?
It seems to just be an automaton.
It's not moving?
It seems to be scanning the area, but it hasn't turned in your
Oh.
direction yet.
That's what I'm saying. Hide. I will hold him close. Like, I have not let go of his arm, and be like, "We need to duck low and hide out of its sight. It will scan for us."
It slowly starts to turn in your direction, its face illuminated by that red glow from its chest. And where it's been panning pretty consistently, it slows in your direction and maintains there for a second.
Don't move.
And you see that its chest starts to rotate in your direction.
We're gonna
you
keep hiding.
It looks like it's starting to move down the alleyway that you're coming through.
Bitch. Vivian, can you do that imagery you talked about before?
I can, but it's a silent image. I mean, let me check my spells.
At this point, doesn't matter. Get it to turn around.
It's verbal somatic. It'll hear me cast it though. That's the problem.
As you're
Then
Let's try it.
deliberating,
Then let's try it this way. I pick up a rock and I just huck it behind it. Like I imagine I'm like behind a thing or something. Or like I try to throw it in a way that he wouldn't see the rock. It wouldn't see me throwing it. It would just be somewhere else, like through the alley that way. Or
So you toss the pebble, you toss the stone. It does land behind the automaton, and it stops in its tracks and starts to turn in that direction. And you hear a door open, a rickety wooden door in a nearby building, as you just see a person in a hood. Come on.
all right,
okay, we go in. We go in.
yeah, fuck it, why not?
You all sneak in, and the door closes behind you. And
Guy trying to Ramsey Bolton us? Is this fucking captain trying to?
you see this figure just enshrouded in a cloak, and you just hear him say, are you all right? Are you what those guards are looking for?
Maybe
Probably.
What did you do?
we decided that we wanted to try to be more helpful, so we went up to the commander's area, and
We outsmarted them.
yeah, we managed to get away because they tried to take hold of us. They kept our papers.
I see.
Thank you, by the way.
Thank you.
He says, "Don't mention it," and he pulls from his pocket a
gun. He pulled out my gun.
Yep.
Sorry.
He pulls out a roll of some kind of plant, puts it to his lips, and you can see from his fingertips just a little bit of fire as he lights it, essentially lighting a cigarette. And you see from the flickering flames pale purple skin, a white beard, and a pair of glasses.
Oh.
And he pulls back his hood, and you see the rest of his hair is just as white, but he's got a pair of long black horns pointing upward.
Is this what I think it is? We've met him before, right?
You have not, no.
Wait,
Have I?
Lunar has, just not in this context.
Oh, okay.
And he says, "It's nice to meet you. I'm glad I could help."
Notes. Um,
When you say when you say not this, you mean our other campaign, right?
Sure, maybe.
Maybe. Fuck. Oh, now I'm confused.
Gotta remember. Gotta use the memory.
I,
whom
I
do I
have a
owe the
horrible
pleasure?
memory.
I'm sorry.
to whom do I owe the pleasure?
He holds out his hand, and you can see that there are a number of rings, some tarnished, some more polished. And he says, "My name is Urgel."
Wait,
There's a joke there.
wait.
Urgel.
Wait.
Ergo, you want to help us?
Yeah.
Kairos.
Nice to meet you.
Why did you help us?
Vivian.
Vivian.
I'm just kind of sus right now. Are his wrists shown? Like, can I
Yeah,
see
he's
him?
not hiding them, and it doesn't seem to bear any marks.
Damn it. Okay. Fuck. Hold on. Double checking my notes.
So, Kairos, you asked why he helped?
Yeah.
He says, "I simply saw the opportunity."
Well, I appreciate it. If there's any way we can repay your kindness, please let me know. Do you mind if we stay for a bit until things calm down out there?
Sure. As you look around, just by the flicker of the flame that's at his fingertips, um, you can tell it's almost a cellar. You're not sure if this is his or just a space, but yeah.
They usually go door to door. Should we be concerned about that?
He says, as he takes a drag from his cigarette, just, not often. Not unless they have reason to. Not that most people answer the doors in this district anyway. Their better bet is to come during the daytime when everyone's out and about on the street.
Well, if they're searching the Warrens, then it makes sense that they would be willing to go further than that. But I can't say with confidence they're here for us, but it's probable. I think we really pissed them off.
I'm sorry, wait a second. I see in my notes devil breed, glasses, white hair, black horns. Is this the guy we were supposed to keep our eye out for?
Maybe.
For something?
Sure matches the description.
It
And I don't know if
does.
you shared it with the rest of the group, but you certainly got asked about this by Grezik.
That's how I say he's under my nose with Grezik. I just forgot what Grezik asked of me specifically.
Who the fuck is Krezik?
Eliana's
Uhura.
uncle.
Big dude in a hood.
Oh, the daddy.
Daddy.
Okay.
Or the uncle. The uncle of Eliana.
He's an uncle. And a daddy.
The daddy though.
I forgot what Grezik said about him though. That's the only problem. I didn't have that part written down. Damn it.
But as he sits there, his hood down, just smoking on the cigarette, he looks at you all and says, "I try and do my best to help the people of the Warrens. I mean, this place is, well, let's be honest, a shithole.
You're not wrong.
So I try and make work for people where I can, help them out where I can. It's not easy down here."
It definitely isn't. I mean, we've had it kind of rough the past couple days.
Yeah.
Though, out of curiosity, you don't happen to know anyone in a hurry, do you?
Uh-huh. I mean, I used to do a fair share of traveling, so it's possible.
Specifically, do you know anyone by the name of Grezik?
Uh, I mean, I've heard the name. I hear he's pretty famous in that city.
What was this guy's name again?
Ergo. And it's like, I've been so good about taking notes and I just don't have that specific part written down. I'm so upset at myself for it.
I have written a book. You had one job.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I knew Zelda, the lady who made us food.
Listen, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's totally fine. We're fine. We're totally fine.
It's fine.
I mean, it seems fine.
I'm really kicking myself right now for this.
I'm looking through my notes too, but I don't think we're gonna find anything. So I don't know that I was even there for this part.
You might not have actually.
Yeah, because like anytime I was around, we never really interacted with Grezik, so it must have been one of the episodes I wasn't here.
Probably. You off studying on your own there?
Heard it much. Okay. Anyway,
Anyways,
what do you recommend we do to evade them?
Well, just stick around. I'm sure they'll pass. It's not like you can't tell they're coming with those footsteps.
True, but
True.
what about tomorrow? Do you think they'll keep looking, or do they usually give up?
You'll certainly be on their radar, but whether they're going to be actively looking, who knows? Depends on if a bigger fish comes by. Now, if you pissed off the commander, as you said you went to go see him, maybe that'll last a little bit longer, but that all depends.
We may have tried to lock him in a room with gas and escaped him 3 times, I believe.
Because he
And-
locked us in a room with gas.
Well, yes, obviously.
Ah.
It was self-defense, of course. We were going there to help. And I may have taunted him at the very end when he thought he had me. It was actually
Interesting.
rather rewarding, but
Okay, well, then jury's out then.
this might be an odd question, but we shouldn't trust him, right?
Who, the guards?
He just nods, with the commander specifically.
I mean,
What do you think he wants
commander's-
with us? Why
the
would he
commander's
try to
done
gas
nothing
us?
but try and protect the citizens here, but I don't know. There are a lot of shady dealings that go on in this town, so who knows?
Shady dealings. Do you know anything about? I'm trying to find my notes. The name of the group. What the fuck is the group we're looking for?
The Iron Guard.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Speaking of shady dealings, do you know anything about the Iron Guard?
I mean, that's just the guard at the city, but do you want to know something in particular?
Yes, the thing that we want to know about. But no, isn't the thing like the symbol that the orc had?
Mhm.
That's not the same symbol. I thought it was a variation of the guard symbol. It's
Well, the
exact same
city's
one?
symbol, yes, but the Iron Guard itself used to be the old guard, but they were usurped and chased into the Warrens, where the
That's
entire
right.
district was raised.
That's right. Do you know of any orcs that used to work in the guard? I realize that might be very open-ended.
It might be.
Orcs? I mean, there's a couple.
Couple is less than 20.
I suppose.
We happen. He explains the story of what happened back at Huru.
So you tell them all about the carriage and the abductee?
Yeah, pretty much.
Mhm.
Interesting.
In a way that is more eloquent than what I, the player, remember.
Oh yeah. He says, "Well, you certainly got an abduction on your hands. You said you mentioned a tattoo. Do you mention the tattoo?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He says, "Well, I've heard of folks with that tattoo around. Never seen it myself. This could be that there's a group within the city guard that are up to less than ideal activities.
You have any idea where we might be able to find them? At this point, I don't know if we are even going to pursue this any longer, but it might be helpful if we can find our friends.
It definitely would be.
Um, he says where to find them. I mean, there are guard barracks up in the mantle, but most hang out either on the lower stratum, in the arteries, at the commander's glory. Who knows? There's any number of places that they could be hiding. You guys don't have any inclination of where they could be?
Do we?
Mm,
Uh,
I mean, right now your closest inclination would be it has something to do with Olivarius.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, he just kind of shakes his head. Unfortunately,
And now I'm
no.
trying to remember
But
what I've told you guys or not.
and I think a lot of that was sessions I wasn't here.
I'm really trying to think.
And that's the commander's name, right? Olivarius.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I actually ever wrote that down.
Hold on,
No.
let me check my other notes that I have, see if I have something. Oh nope, all my other notes just are gone. Okay, that's fun. That's
Okay.
cool.
Okay, then yeah, he just shakes his head. I don't think we actually have any leads yet.
No,
But
we really don't.
I think our
Hmm.
experiences are telling us that it has something to do with them.
Interesting. Well, why don't you guys just hang out here for a little bit, wait till things simmer down. And then his eyes kind of look at the bundle that's tied up around your chest, Vivian, like, is that something we should be concerned about?
This is Waylon. She'll carefully open up the bundle. He's sleeping right now.
He says, "Oh, I see. Such a lovely head of hair, that one."
I know it's quite red, kind of like how mine used to be.
Just quite the little angel. Anyway, his eyes turn back over to Kairos and be like, "You look like someone who might have been." He eyes your robe up and down. I don't know, scholar maybe.
Pretty much.
What about?
A lot, actually, but most recently, gems, spell gems,
Ah, I see.
with some specializations. And
What kind of specializations be that?
I feel like we can trust this guy at this point, right?
I would say so.
He hasn't
I
tried to
know.
kill you.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
message.
actually, yeah, he would message you that and ask in that moment.
Yeah. I mean, there's something. I know there's something that he's someone I needed to look for. I just can't remember the exact reason why Gressick wanted me to find him.
He
Feels like it's been days.
he
and
kind of just like delays and smirks, obviously thinking for a second to delay while they're talking, but then he just kind of nods and just says, "I can't show you right now, so you'll have to take my word, but I can distort reality a bit."
Oh,
Store.
that's quite the The trick. How do you manage that?
He like shows his little like generator thingy on his arm.
Oh,
Mm.
It's not just this though. There's more to it. That's just a mere tool.
fascinating.
Interesting. Um,
So we're really distorting reality right now.
Not at the moment, but
Oh, not at the moment. Okay.
not at the moment.
It's like, we're gonna do this thing? Or if things go south.
that's trust me, I've done it many times. You just didn't know. I guess wait, did you? Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember how we've been narrating this.
What do you mean?
The timey-wimey magics.
I mean, it's
Is
almost
it
like you
perceptible
glitch
to
things
them?
out.
Yeah, I can't remember if they would be aware. Nice.
Nice. Don't worry about
Mm.
that. Kairos, as you're sitting there, you're having this conversation. It's been probably about 10, 15 minutes. And you start to almost, there's like a faint smell of something. It's sweet.
Oh.
Vivian, you start to catch it as well. You're
Mhm.
not sure what it is, but it smells nice. Kairos, you feel like there's something off about it.
Fucking bastard.
But in this enclosed space, you don't know what it could be.
He messages Vivian, something's wrong.
What do you mean something's wrong? Everything seems perfectly fine right now.
Something's off. That scent. I don't know what it is, but something's off. Can I interpret that like with the Arcana maybe?
Sure.
I say everything smells fine to me. It actually smells quite nice in here.
It's
a pretty bird.
It's almost like it's something meant to put someone to sleep.
Okay. Then he verbally says, "Is it really necessary to try to put us to sleep?"
He looks at you and says, "What are you talking about?
That's scent.
What scent?" And he slips
Oh God damn it!
Damn it! No.
Son of a bitch.
Vivian, you also seem to be getting very sleepy.
Can I not breathe? I mean, can I try not to breathe it in? Because I don't breathe anyways.
Whatever it is, it doesn't necessarily seem to be amongst the air. It seems to be presenting itself as if it's a smell, but it's something else.
The fuck?
I'm going to pinch my nose and make myself sound a little nasally like this.
And I wrap
and
my
not
robe.
breathe this shit into my nose and not smell. I don't
Cover
know
my
what's
mouth
going on. I'm
several
feeling really
times.
tired though, Kairos.
Are
Wayland, cover your
Vivian,
mouth.
are you able to be charmed?
That's a good question.
Because you're not a fae at all, I don't think.
No.
Let me find out. I'm trying. I think I can be charmed. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not. At least I'm not seeing. I'm gonna double check with Google.
Okay.
Does Vivian doesn't use weapons, right?
I sometimes do.
Yeah.
But like
It's not a
primarily
regular
you would like use your claws. Is that what I've mostly seen?
Claws and biting.
Okay. What
Yum,
would
yum,
I
yum, yum,
what would Kairos think was more effective in the combats we've been in?
I mean, they're probably both about the same.
And would for logistical reasons would we consider her claws a non-magical weapon?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. He quickly grabs her hands and you feel this like magical energy surge into them. It says, this will only work for as long as I'm conscious, but give your claws an extra kick just in case you need them.
Thank you. Am I still falling asleep?
You
or-
do still feel very sleepy.
Fuck. That was like the free at will thing I could do.
Yeah. So
Aw.
Vivian,
Not at will, once a day.
as your claws start to glow, your vision starts to get very hazy. Kairos' phase moves in and out of focus.
I'm
And
fine.
you almost hear a voice in your head. You're not sure if you recognize it or not, that just says, sleep. And Kairos, you see Vivian just slowly slump over to the other side in a fashion very similar to Urgil. And you start to hear footsteps outside.
Fuck.
Damn it.
What does the room look like? Where are my exits?
It's a pretty small room. I would say maybe 10 by 10. You only really see the one door out to the street. It looks like there may be a hatch in the ceiling, but who knows the condition.
Hatch in the ceiling?
Yeah, like I said, this looks like it was a
Yeah.
cellar.
Yeah. Is there anything of use in the cellar? Smelling salts? Anything I could conjure up?
A lot of the boxes look broken. Give me an investigation check.
Yeah.
You start
I'm exhausted.
searching, trying not to walk over people or walk on people, and you hear footsteps get closer.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
I try to jam something to prevent the thing from opening. Like you know how you would
Mhm.
bar a door, like the
Mhm.
loophole of the thing, maybe a piece of wood or something long enough to cover the span of the door, the hatch.
Mhm.
And try my best to do that. I mean, other than that, I would try to move the bodies to a further away part in the thing. I mean, there's not a whole lot I can do other than present myself at this point.
Okay. So you bar the door. After a few minutes of just shuffling around the bodies and trying to like barricade the door, you start to hear loud bangs against the wooden door, almost to the point that you're seeing some of the wood in that door flex.
And there's
And it
no like windows or anything I could get out of. It's just that that was it.
straight stone room.
Okay.
So you just hear bam, bam, bam. And you start to hear some commotion outside. Other than that, it sounds like there could be a couple of footsteps behind, as well as some conversation, but you can't quite make it out through the stone walls. I'll give you one more action. What would you like to do? Yeah.
I'm asleep, so I literally can't do anything.
Yep. And he just vanished.
Screen. He's just like, hell no, I'm out. I'm done.
Solid. And this is why we use the NDI now, kids.
Oh yeah, I love the NDI.
Well, I'll give him a minute to get back in here.
Oh jeez, this is gonna end poorly. I can already tell.
Oh, probably.
Do I have any weird dreams while I'm asleep?
No,
Damn.
actually.
Actually?
You while you're sitting here, you almost feel like you're compelled to sleep.
Oh. Okay. Can I try to fight it?
No.
Damn it.
Like it has overtaken you completely.
Shit, okay. Worth a shot.
Yeah. Oh. He thinks his internet died?
Oh?
Question mark?
What a perfect time.
That was quite the
Jeez.
timing.
I know. It's like, yeah, you're about to be broken into. It's just like, yeah, no, I'm done. The internet
Solid.
decides that's a good time to cut out.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I mean,
Huh.
I don't know how long should we wait?
Yeah, we'll give him one more minute and see what the dealio is, and if not, it'll be a nice little cliffhanger.
It would be, yeah.
Why do I have 79 text messages?
Who the fuck is texting you?
Jesus. I think it's just all the baby talk happening. But good lord. We're good, Keith. How are you doing? It smells like tired. Yep, looks like his internet just straight up died.
Oof. I mean, is he on
All right.
Discord?
Yeah, he dropped a message that his internet died.
Okay. I mean, how long does it take for internet to go back up? That's the real question.
Yeah, that's the hard part. So we'll wrap it up saying this. As Kairos is trying to barricade the door, unless he texts me something separate, something different. He's shuffled the bodies around. Yeah, he says he would try and ready a firebolt. That's about all he can do. He shuffles the bodies around, trying to kind of take cover, but eventually an iron foot just bashes through the wooden door and just slowly starts to tear the door apart until an automaton makes its way into the room.
Damn
It
it.
turns to face Kairos, firebolt in hand, and the two bodies next to him, technically three bodies, including Wayland, next to him. And that's where we'll leave it.
Ah, man.
So, good job, folks.
What a time.
You thought you were free.
Yeah, I did. I did think we were free. That was my mistake. And I'm going to go back and watch that fucking episode that I know
No,
from back in
I'm sure you're
January.
fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Cause like I have it written down. I'm just like, fuck, no wonder I recognized him. Oh.
So, good on you. So, we will pick this up again next week, and we'll see if we have more members of the party.
Hopefully it's been us two for a bit now.
Yeah. So, good on you. And thanks, folks, for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you all next week.
Yep, see you next week.
Toodaloos. Where's my button? It's here somewhere. There's the